cam stuff. It's always nice.
Isn't it though? That's perfect timing with the intro, you know? And hello, welcome to the ADLR Podcast. This is Anthony De La Rissa, joined by Randall Green. He's already over it. Brian De La Rissa. And Kelsey Weird TV. I don't know which one to start off with anyway. I'm gonna bring this shit up. Joined by Cobra in the chat. See him in the chat there. How you doing, dude? Yeah, episode 51. The aftermath of E3 press conferences. We're a little worn out, a bit disappointed.
Disappointed?
I'll get to it. Excuse me. First burp of the day. If you want to support the show and the burps, go to patreon.com/ADLRplays. Or you can go to extralife.adlrplays.com and support Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. Ooh. And last but not least, topics.adlrplays.com if you want to submit a topic for us to talk about. I did not check that today.
Nothing there.
There's nothing there? Okay, excellent.
Failures.
Because I saw the giant list of E3 stuff, so I don't know what we're actually going to tackle or not, but, you know. But it's there if you need it for next week's. Speaking of next week, what did you guys do this week? Randall?
Work.
That's it? You just worked? You did nothing else this week? You didn't sip on Loco now while watching press conferences?
That too.
Yeah, you did. You can't just say work. Unless you consider that work.
I love how you ask him what he did, and then you tell him what he did.
Because he hits me with nothing. What do you mean nothing? Let me lower this real quick. All right, I think we're good there. I was hitting red. Anyway, if you got work, Brian, what did you do?
What did I do?
Oh my god, dude!
You guys gotta be ready on the ball. Let's go.
Yeah, but I every day is the same day for me, so I'm trying to remember what happened in between. I get worse at Siege the more I play it, so I do that.
Are you saying you haven't gotten better at all? So if,
No, what happens is, alright, so you know how some people, they're inconsistent, but there's usually some level, like they're usually at least average, but then they do really well or really bad.
okay.
I don't have a middle ground. I either play really nice or I just sit there at the bottom of the leaderboard, and today was what was happening when I was streaming.
Oh, you should play Battlefield instead.
I don't have Battlefield 5.
It's on sale.
Bought that, and I still have yet to play it.
I'm not.
It was like 60% off or something.
Yeah, it still is, I think.
There's way too many things coming out for me to buy that.
Yeah, more content for Battlefield 5.
Yeah, I think Cobra knows. Yeah, so this week I lacked of sleep. You know, I didn't get any of that. That's it. Basically streaming and working on stuff. I sent you the rough draft for your intro, but Randall ignores anything I send him. So look at him sitting there like he didn't ignore it.
No, he's not. He's got his notes again this time. He's prepared 2 weeks in a row. I'd hug you if the camera was rolling on, dude.
Maybe you should hug him anyway.
I know, because then we have to go to the adult section. We're not doing
A
that.
little bit of an ass grab, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'll turn into after dark hours, you know.
But that was it. Yeah.
You didn't play anything else?
I played Dragon Ball and I had another Team Crisis. So
No, I thought you played something else this week
Did
on
you guys play
Xbox
that,
Game Pass. I thought you tried a new game out.
did I?
Didn't you stream it last week? Maybe not.
I tried Eagle Island. That's what I forgot to add on here. Thank you. That was on Steam.
that was the one that you would like
No.
Indiana Jonesing.
Brian, Roller Champions.
I didn't actually get to play it. I sat there in matchmaking for 5 minutes and I tried to cancel matchmaking and never canceled, so I had to Alt F4 and that's all I did.
Ah, okay. Then never mind. But never mind. I like how you added Prey for me there on progress report. I didn't even add it because I'm like, I don't know if I played enough of it.
I just added it just in case.
Yeah, I'll talk about it because that game definitely caught me off guard. Kelsey, how much home stuff do you got? I see the warehouse is clean back there.
It's cleanish. I mean, there's the filing cabinet and a TV, which I think is broken now. So we moved in. The main TV, my really, really nice TV, is dead. We packed it,
What?
and we packed it, but when they loaded it, something got pushed up against it, and so it's just got a huge spider web in the center of the screen. And they're not going to cover it because
God.
they're not going to cover it because we packed the box. So yeah, and then I was like, oh wait, I bought the protection plan on it, and we get on there, and it only covers electrical stuff because the one, for whatever reason, they don't have like an accidental one that they like offer. There's supposedly there is, but I haven't been able to find it, so we have to just replace the TV.
That is some horse shit. They fucking
and,
cornered you into it.
Normally I move all of my electronics, for that very reason. I want to make sure that it gets delivered properly, that nothing gets set on top of it, the whole 9 yards. And the one time I let them move it, it gets fucked up.
That sucks.
And so, we're really pissed about that. We went back over and we were cleaning up everything. And one of the other TVs, the one that you see in the one right over my shoulder here, it has a small crack on the side of the casing, and so some of the light is exposed, but it still works really well, or at least I think it still works really well. I was moving it, and my hands were really sweaty from being in the hot house.
Okay.
And I just threw it into the ground in my truck. It's just it slipped out. I tried to catch it, it made it worse. I just threw it down into the truck.
So now it's FUBAR now,
I don't
right?
have a clue. I haven't turned it on. I plugged it in somewhere and tried to turn it on, but it didn't turn on. So it may just not turn on anymore. Just having all sorts of bad luck with the TVs.
Jeez.
But we got into the house. I installed 2 fans in the house, my office and in the great room, and then Shannon's brother helped me install a couple of garage door openers. That was fun. We hung 2 of the 2 TVs, one of which does not work.
One of the TVs don't work?
The one.
Uh-oh. It froze, Randall. Oh my god, the internet decided to shit on us again. Or, hold on, let me see if I can just swap it. Oh my lord. Disconnected from server. For fuck's sake, mate. Yep.
Try again, it says for me. Oh, he's back.
Is he there?
He's back.
Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Do we need to switch to US South?
I did. Oh, wait, what the hell? I think it's just my internet again.
It's
Are
your
they doing another maintenance update?
Let me go check, just in case these assholes decide this is the time.
Better to find out now and just be like, guys, we're going to call the stream now because...
and just reschedule the fucking thing. This is stupid. What am I looking for?
Get some good internet, Anthony.
Comcast.
Stadia's gonna work wonders on this internet connection.
Yeah, when the down percentage is less than 2%, it's gonna be great.
The 2% is what matters, Anthony.
It doesn't.
You can land a combo 98% of the time. You drop it, you can lose Evo.
Brian, you're asking. I'm not playing fucking fighting games on Stadia. Who gives a shit about that?
Papaya.
That was terrible.
That's you if you spoke Simlish. Stream is dead and back on.
Okay, well, we're back up. Hopefully it doesn't shit the bed again. Let's keep it going. What were we talking about?
The TV the main TV that we hung in the great room
Uh-huh.
is the one that's busted from the move.
Got it.
Spider webbed, and we didn't find out until we got it all hung up there and plugged in, because you can't see it from the front because it's a digital screen, and then we plugged it in. It's just this god awful looking spider web of crap.
That's terrible. And you can't get it just repaired for a cheaper price than buying a new one?
Probably could get it repaired, but I don't have time to look into it right now, or don't want to take it anywhere right now. So we ended up just buying a new one, and if we can get it repaired, we'll just have a second TV. We'll have that one for the game room upstairs. So we'll do that. Um, other than that, been, cleaning up the house, trying to unpack stuff, playing some PoE for the new league, which is awesome.
That's Legion, right?
Yep. It's amazing. There's so many good things about it.
Was the melee update worth it?
Oh yes, like it's I have. Let me see if I can find you a. I'll send it to you guys in the podcast channel here after in a little bit. But
The real question is Righteous Fire still viable
though. It should be.
I don't. That's an inside joke there, Randall.
Randall gets it.
You got it. You're in it too. Damn, Charlie boy.
Him and I were raiding the other day.
What?
Shut up already.
All right, what the hell was I?
I sent you a link. That's me with my cyclone and a massive shrine.
Hold on a sec. I can't look at it while doing this. So.
You can.
Okay. Didn't I click on it? There you go, idiots. Got it. It looks like it looks like it came out of the effects. Look like it came out of Breath of the Wild.
It's pretty awesome. They've updated a lot of the effects, and it looks gorgeous. They've changed up a bunch of the sounds to make it more satisfying. The melee updates in general are just awesome. Like once I actually get some real gear, I will do way more damage than I did in any of the previous leagues. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Sweet that boo. Could not connect to Steam Network. Quit. I got everybody's weekly update. I myself saw a few movies. Digital releases. Booksmart. What add a K to that?
That sounded normal when you said it the first time.
You sure? Because I felt my throat making the K sound.
Maybe I'm still in depressive state from Siege, but I heard it correctly.
Gotcha. All right. So Booksmart is a story about two girls who are about to graduate college. They're about to college, so they were about to not graduate college, graduate high school to go to college, right? The day before, they realized that they kind of wasted most of the year studying hard and being like straight triple S students. And then they realize that they're going to have one more party left, the one the cool kids are anyway. And then the cool kids weren't actually wasting their time. They're actually going to huge colleges by balancing both partying and being straight A kids. So they're like, fuck, we got to make this mission to go to this party. And then it becomes female Superbad. It's actually to the point where they do it justice, unlike the new Oceans movie where like they wanted to make an Oceans movie but they're like it didn't quite stick the landing.
Yeah.
This definitely is like a spiritual successor to Superbad when I was watching it. Great jokes. The two characters are really good. There is an actual arc throughout the movie. Great cast. Jason Sudeikis is in it. Lisa Kudrow from Friends is in it. Will Forte from SNL and a bunch of other stuff. Directed by Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde directed it? That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. When I saw it, I didn't know she directed it until it ended and it said, "Oh, directed by Olivia Wilde." I'm like, "Oh shit! I didn't know she was doing directorial stuff."
So is it better than Superbad?
I wouldn't. I think, to be honest, it's which one you watch, which one you see first. So since
I didn't like Superbad, so.
Oh, got it. So then you might not like. It's very similar.
I just didn't care for Superbad. I thought like the first 7 minutes was hilarious, and then it was just kind of a shit show after that for me. I just really didn't care for it.
This one doesn't get as explicit as Superbad, but it's the same energy, the same setting with the teenage kids and hipster kids saying smart ass things. The dialogue is fantastic.
All right. I'll probably give it a look anyway at some point, but probably not going to be on one of my. Oh my god, guys, you have to see this.
Right. You're not gonna give it
Came
the
out this
Bryant
year?
rating. Yeah, it came out this year. It came out simultaneously on Netflix and on in theaters.
Theater?
Yeah,
Wait, so you can watch it on Netflix?
yeah.
Why did it even release in theaters then?
I think it was like a simultaneous release. I don't know because I saw the poster at it at the theater nearby, here near us. But I'm like, wait, it was a Netflix thing. So who knows? Who the hell knows? Highly worth it. How long is the runtime? Each of those minutes was worth it. Wait for it. Hour and 42. Give that shit a look. Lego Movie 2. The second part. That's all the name of the movie. I thought it was not. It starts right where the last one ended. Spoilers for the first one. The toys were actually like controlled by a kid and Will Ferrell. Yeah, he plays the dad of the kid, so he was playing with his kid. The Lego game, they're like playing Legos with him.
Yeah.
So this one picks up right at the end after whatever happened, and the dad leaves the house to go play golf or something.
This is the one where they're like,
Everything is awesome. That's
Yeah.
it's the follow up to that. They try to get another song stuck in your head. It didn't work for me. It wasn't as great as Everything is Awesome, the song that they tried. But yeah, it's a good story. It wasn't as funny to me as the first one, but the story between the kid and because now he's playing with his sister, and then that story arc that's above what's happening in Legos kind of mix and match. They like mash up really well. Javi in the chat says Lego Forza. We'll get there. You're getting ahead. Yeah. If you like the first one, you're not missing much on the second one. The first one's, I think, a lot better than this one. I don't even know if I could. You could probably pass on this, to be honest. I saw it and I'm like, it wasn't a must see. And then to end my consumption for the week, I decided to load up a little game called Prey.
You forgot John Wick.
Wow, how did I?
how do you forget John Wick, dude?
It's-
He'd make the biggest leap. It's like right under Lego Movie. He went. So you got Prey.
Not to mention, I asked him about it before the stream even started.
I think that's
I guess
probably.
that's probably why.
I think that's why, because I gave you what I was gonna say anyway about it, and I'm like, oh, I already talked about it. Moving on. So yeah, just to echo what Randall said last week, John Wick is fantastic. More of the same, more creative action. There's comedy in it through the action. The pacing is nonstop. There is a bit of a lull in 67% into the movie, but it's needed because it needs to slow things down for the last fight / dialogue, that I guess surprise ending. Halle Berry was fantastic in it. Keanu was the same old Keanu, just hitting us with the yeah, and then just killing everything in sight. We got to see some action from some other people as well that we were like, oh shit, you can throw down? And then it turns out, yeah, they can throw down. And that's about it, man. It's an awesome time. I highly recommend go watching it, support it. And Brian, if you have anything to add, this is why I was going to just skip right over it.
My only complaint is it's just too fucking loud of a movie. And maybe it's just because of the theater, but like 30 minutes in, I was already sore in the ears. It's too fucking loud. But that's it. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Moving on. Prey. So, was it Saturday night or Friday night? It was Saturday night because we saw it was Saturday. Okay. So we sit down. I'm like, what the hell am I going to play, dude? And I installed Prey on Xbox because it's part of the Xbox Game Pass. And I'm like, oh, we can play this real quick. So it's me, Randall, and myself. Sitting down on the couch, just, let's check out Prey. Brian knows.
Did you hear what you just said?
What did I
You said
say?
you twice. You said me, Randall, and myself.
Oh, myself. My bad. Brian, myself, and Randall.
What the hell?
It's
You're so
been
worthless, apparently. He has to name himself twice.
Yeah.
To
I'm not enough of a company anymore.
Were you guys playing Siege? Was what was going on?
No, I haven't played Siege in
Yeah. No,
Brian
because
got
of
it.
how useless I was this entire stream of playing Siege that it was basically me spectating.
Oh, I see. So I loaded up Prey, and then quite a different game than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be very action-oriented. Maybe a little bit of Bioshock with the exploration. I didn't think it was going to just rise my panic and paranoia level to the maximum fucking allowed. So, what got me paranoid is that these things called mimics can turn into any thing. Your cup that you're going to drink out of, your water bottle, a monitor, a bullet, a roll of toilet paper. And you don't know. I mean, I'm not going to spoil the things you get later on in the game, but you don't know what they can just, while you're walking through a room, transform from a towel on the ground and start attacking you. So it became I'm just going to go in here and shoot everything, to I'm walking as slow as possible, seeing if anything moves or jumps, because while they're changed into whatever inanimate object, they'll move a bit or they'll jump. So you'll see like a random, like a crowbar or something, like move or jump up, and you're like, oh, fucker, that's a mimic. And that's only one of the enemies. I don't even know what else to talk about. That to me is Prey. Yeah, sure, there's other enemies that throw lasers and shit, but fuck those mimics. They can literally transform into anything. The way they introduced it was like, hey, we're going through some tests, and the doctor's making you run through a bunch of tests, and it gets to a point where he's like, hey, can you go give me some coffee? The tests keep going, the cutscene's going, you're doing some weird and like introductory shit, learning how to move around and vault over things. And then the guy's like, oh, this is my coffee? Why isn't there anything in it? By the time he finishes that sentence, the fucking thing mimic turns from the cup of coffee in his hand and then attacks him. And then it cuts, and then you wake up and you're in your room again, which ends up being a scientific experiment on you. And then you record a video of yourself telling yourself you need to get the fuck out of there before the mimics get to Earth, or what. The story so far is cool. It has my interest. It's piqued my interest. I'm curious. But in terms of the enemies so far, the mimics, they started off strong. The rest are just, they just like look like bullet sponges. Not bullet sponges, but like you just shoot them, you know? There might be creative ways to kill them because you can like freeze them in time a bit. But it seems like all I have to do is like freeze them with like this thing called glue, and then just rev up my wrench and knock them out. But the big thing in the beginning, the good start to this, the start of this game was super strong with the mimics, because you literally anything, and every time you would leave an area and come back, it would kind of reset the area, so there's more mimics running around hiding as whatever, and they move at the speed of light, dude. So they'll transform, attack you, and if you aren't shooting at it or swinging at it, they're just zipping around. It's unnerving. It'll keep you awake while playing, like, because you're always like on paranoia mode, like you would, like, you know, one of those things. I mean, I don't. What do you guys think? Randall and Bryant were watching me literally jump scare every 20 seconds.
Since I like to loot everything, and in this game basically tells you make sure you know what your loot is before you grab it, it makes me feel uncomfortable. But before he started playing, I had known about the mimics, so I kind of knew what to expect when he was playing it.
I went in there kind of blind. I didn't know what the game was about. And here's another thing that's fucked up. So you can see that, like, you can shoot at them prior, I guess, to them changing back into a mimic to attack you. But it looked like they could become an item that a person's holding. As in, like, if you find a dead body and you can loot it, you can grab whatever's on their body or on their person. But they can be one of those fucking items, I think. Because if you approach it, they'll just spawn out of the fucking thing. Krill in the chat saying, I'm just here to say that shit ain't on sale anymore and it's dumb. Moonlighter for Switch? Oh, you missed your chance then, dude. Yeah, so far, it's intriguing. I got to a point where I don't have to really worry about the mimics anymore. I'm not going to spoil what you get, but the story, I'm curious to see how it ends. We're trying to explode the whole station and make sure the aliens don't get to Earth. Yeah, I'm digging it so far. We'll see when I finish it. Bryant,
Yeah.
tell me about this island you were on.
Oh shit.
See that fucking segue right now? That's pretty lit, right?
No, I wasn't talking about the segue. I just remembered I played it, and then I remember my experience with it.
Dude likes my segue.
So there's an indie game that I played on Steam called Eagle Island, and I haven't prior to, you know how Steam recommends games to you randomly, like on the homepage.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I had no clue what this game was. I just saw the picture. Oh, that's cute, and I clicked it, and it's a very like cute art style Metroidvania game that's roguelike. And I don't know the story because I just played the demo, but you're some guy who has a bird that follows you around on the island.
Why you say bird like that?
It can pick up. It's because of the skatebird game.
Bird.
And yeah, I don't know the connection between them. They have names, but I forgot the names for both characters. Bird up, like Kurob said. And you're just going from one place and like, how can I explain it? It's similar to Dead Cells in the sense that you're going from like left to it's 2D. And
Okay.
you're going through procedurally generated, like a dungeon
Map?
all the way through
Okay.
to the boss. Yeah, through a map. And you basically send your bird out to attack for you. You don't actually attack. The bird attacks.
Okay.
And you can get these power-ups that change the element of the bird, which changes his attributes. So regularly, he'll hit him at an enemy, and he comes back. The game starts with an electricity one, which costs, using the elemental things, cost a mana stone or whatever. And they have different attributes, so the electricity one they start you with lets you chain through enemies without stopping. So if there's like 5 in a line, it won't stop at this one, and then you have to throw it again. It'll just go through and hit everyone there. There's
Okay.
a fire one that's just literally an explosive AoE. There's an ice one I didn't really use, or I did, but I missed.
So how do you collect
As
these skill point stuff? Do you just find it around the map like Metroid, or?
The things for your bird you find in specific rooms. They're like purple marked, and you have to kill a bunch of enemies, every enemy in the room, so that they fly into the chest so that you can open it, and then you get the ability. There's other abilities you put on your character that kind of reminds me of Binding of Isaac, where you'll pay like some type of currency or a key, and you open a chest and you can get these abilities. So it's hard to explain how it works, but you have 4 slots at all time, and you open these things up and you can assign abilities like when you hit the ground and you press A or the jump button, you do like a corkscrew jump like Mario 64. You can make it so that your bird goes further. When you throw it out, you can make it ricochet off a wall in case you miss somebody, things like this. But for whatever reason, it seems like those abilities can break. I don't know if it's by timing or if it's by taking a certain amount of damage.
Okay.
But yeah, for the most part, it's a cute game. It sounds good. Visually, it's good. Gameplay feels smooth. It's a cute Metroidvania roguelike game, and it not only am I gonna keep it on my wish list, but I moved it up on the tier list.
Oh shit!
It was fun. You only play until the first boss, and then it sends you back to the menu.
Cause,
Boss is
okay.
free.
Cause it's still in early access.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's a demo. Sorry.
It was a demo, but it's not done yet. It won an award at MomoCon, apparently.
Okay, I guess we'll wait for it then.
But yeah, I recommend it if you like Metroidvanias.
Scratch your beard away from the mic, Brian. Jesus, I thought he was. It looked like he was raking his leaves out there, dude.
It's not my fault I have a manly beard.
I guess
Right?
that's the word for it.
Isn't that the best thing ever is when you just sit there and you're just like,
No, I hate it now. Absolutely hate it.
lie to me.
I hate my facial hair. I hate all of it. What was I gonna say?
I just don't like shaving. I don't mind having a thick beard. It's just the shaving process. Because after a while, it gets so thick that it hurts to shave. And then I'm like, oh, well. But I don't mind having it.
It hurts
Especially
to
since I'm always
shave.
cold. Yeah, so like this part gets really thick. So when I'm trying to, even if I'm trying to shave it off completely or trim it, it'll start to like a high amount of resistance, and it'll start to like hurt, like it's if I'm pulling it.
You might want to switch your blade or clean your blade.
No, with any blade, with any razor I've ever used. So I don't know.
Okay. So you know what's unbelievable, dude? They're like waiting for a segue. I want to answer. That's all I want.
How somebody gets bed bugs without bed.
Yeah, dude. So Kelsey, tell me about PoE Legion, dude. I was gonna say Legion. That sounds
Legion?
cooler than Legion, to be honest.
So, PoE Legion is it's pretty cool. I mean, I already talked about it a little bit, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. But they made a ton of huge updates to the melee class, and visual updates, sound updates. Melee is actually like a viable build now. Before literally everybody played nothing but ranged classes and spellcasters. It sucks for me though because now all of my gear that I need is expensive as hell to trade for. But
For your melee class?
for the melee class, yeah. But you know, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm excited. Adam started to play again, which is great. Trying to get
You guys both doing melee classes?
now he's doing freezing pulse.
What does that
which
mean?
is it's a spellcasting. It's a spellcast. Trying to think of what would be comparable.
The opposite of righteous fire.
Brian, we don't know what any of those words mean.
I don't either. I just heard someone that he played with almost every sentence say that. You know how you get hard when you hear Stadia or cloud gaming?
I don't do that.
If somebody mentioned righteous fire, he was already like, "Would someone say righteous fire?" So that's all I know about the game.
Okay.
It was really funny because one episode, he mentioned he came into the Discord and that's all he talked about was righteous fire, and chat was just having an absolute ball. Every time he mentioned righteous fire, like Bryant and a couple others, like, righteous fire, and somebody mentioned righteous fire.
That sounds like the
I'd be
insta
doing
kill stuff.
something. I'd be doing something and I'd have like a stream muted because I needed to hear it. When I unmute it, I hear righteous fire.
And so then the next stream, he shows back up, and he didn't mention righteous fire once. And so, but Michael and I were both like, righteous fire. Did somebody mention righteous fire? Righteous fire. Righteous fire. Kind
Did
of like
he-
the insta kill thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
We
like,
just do that.
what was I gonna ask? So what?
But-
I mean, you're saying there's a huge amount of changes to them. What changed for the melee class now? Is he just stronger in all around, or?
Yeah, so they reworked a lot of the the skill tree, so that you have more access, you have better access to better nodes, and they added a whole bunch. So and then they added a whole bunch of new gems to increase damage and things and survivability, and so it just like in general everything is a lot more balanced. It's not all just like melee classes were still viable in other leagues, but you didn't do nearly the amount of damage and have the clear speed and things as you would with somebody who was playing like a range class. Like when if you're playing an archer with tornado shot and you fire out 5 arrows in different directions and then that spins around and fires out 1,000 arrows, like how are you supposed to compete with that with a melee class?
Gotcha.
But they updated all the nodes. They updated a lot of the unique weapons that people use, and a lot of the uniques in general. Added new skill gems or support gems. Like one of the ones that I can use now for Cyclone is called Infused Channeling, and it's just in general channeling. You get 8% damage reduction, and you get like 30% more physical damage, which is huge. Like you don't, if you wanted to go full blown damage, you could put something like melee physical damage in there and then have like 50% more physical damage, but now you have more survivability, so you're not having to like make up for damage elsewhere like with nodes or armor or something, because you have a gem that still gives you damage and gives you survivability.
Okay. Cool. Alright. I don't see myself playing PoE, but I'm with you with the updates. At least your game is getting updates.
If you really like, like Torchlight or Diablo, and that kind of like even Warframe, it's got a very grindy vibe to it, and it because like once you get through the main storyline, you just do nothing but run maps. and you just run, different maps over and over again to get gear, to get, better gear to run better maps, and
I
just
mean,
keep
yes,
going and
that's the
going.
Diablo loop.
Yeah.
Me and Brian played PoE, but it was years ago, and I'm like, oh, it's Diablo, and I just
I mean,
been
it's way different now. I mean, the basis is obviously still the same, but the way the game works, or the
the
basis of the game is still the same, but the things that they do for the new leagues are way different. They're constantly one of the best things about this company is that they're constantly releasing updates. So like every 3 months or so, there's a whole new league with whole new mechanics and new story and all sorts of other things, and that's what makes the game so good.
the constant support. Man, I wish there was a certain game that got that. Anyway, we're gonna move on to E3 2019. What the hell are you laughing at, Rambo?
Where your cursor is above.
What's it above? E3? Anyway,
You just moved it.
I don't know what you're talking about. So I guess how are we gonna tackle this? Should we just go per conference, and then I go through what they announced, and then our thoughts on what we announced, and if we don't give a shit, we just move on to the next one?
Sure.
I guess.
All right, let's get it. Excuse me. I guess we'll start with Google because Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct for Pokemon a couple days before E3, but I'll just bundle that up with today's E3, if that makes sense. Because they've had 2 Directs in the last week, So let's start off with Google's announcement of the Stadia platform. We got to find out the pricing, a bunch of the games that are announced for the platform, and that's basically it. The pricing is going to be confusing at first. So they have a Stadia Pro and then a Stadia Basic. It's $10 for a month for a Stadia Pro, and that gives you 4K streaming with HDR, 60 FPS, with 5.1 surround sound. That's like the cream of the crop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Also comes with, just like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold, you get free games occasionally. And what else? And discounts on games because you're already paying a monthly subscription, etc., etc. They also announced that if you want early access to it, which will be coming on November, you need to get the Founder Edition. The Founder Edition costs $130. What comes with the Founders Edition is a Chromecast Ultra, a Stadia controller, 3 months of Stadia Pro, 3 months of Stadia Pro for a buddy that you would share to someone else so they can play with you, and Destiny 2 with all of the DLC, including the latest DLC. So if you add all that cash together, a lot more than $130. So that's a pretty decent way to buy yourself in there. I was gonna say Kirill. I keep saying Killer Pavlov. I'm like, his name is not Killer. It's Kirill. So with this thing, do you buy the games just like every other game, or do you just buy the service and play all the games off of their for? So it's just like your PSN or Steam. You buy the game, you have the license to your account. You can, if you're not paying for Stadia Pro, you have Stadia Basic, which means, like, say, what did they announce?
Mortal
Kombat 11. You're like, oh shit, I want to go Fatality the World right now. I'm gonna go buy for however much it costs, and if you have Stadia Basic, which is free, you stream at a maximum of 1080p at 60 FPS with stereo sound. But if you have the game and you're paying for Stadia Pro, you can stream it up to 4K, HDR, 60 FPS, and 5.1 surround sound. So you'll own the game regardless if you're paying the monthly subscription or not. The monthly subscription is just the quality of the video. Okay, so you still have to buy the game. Yes. and we're gonna be jumping around here. They also announced the ability for publishers and publishers, yeah, to add subscription based services. So I guess we'll skip to one of Ubisoft's announcements. Excuse me. They announced Uplay Plus, which allows you to play most of their Ubisoft games for $15 a month, and you can use that for Stadia. So if you subscribe to Uplay Plus, I think you can play the games on Stadia. I don't know if you have to buy it specifically from the Stadia app. Like, there's some logistics that still need to be ironed out. Or not ironed out, I guess, told to us. But I don't know if you just have to pay Uplay direct or Ubisoft directly, and you can just play wherever there's the Uplay Plus, or what the issue is. But I'm sure EA is not that far behind doing the same thing. And then launch games, or games that they've been announced so far. You can for the platform. We start with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein Youngblood comes out this year. The same with Doom Eternal. Destiny 2 and all its expansions, which comes out this year. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, Baldur's Gate 3, Metro Exodus, Thumper, Grid, the new Grid that's coming out this year. Samurai Showdown, the new one that's coming out this year. Football Manager 2020, Get Packed, The Elder Scrolls Online, The Crew 2, The Division 2, which came out a couple months ago, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is last year's Assassin's Creed, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which comes out this year, Trials Rising, NBA 2K, Borderlands 3, which comes out later on this year, Farming Simulator 19, Mortal Kombat 11, Rage 2, which came out a couple months ago, Final Fantasy 15. Okay, I would say, did I say 14? No, it's 15. Guilt, Tomb Raider Trilogy, which is the Tomb Raider reboot, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the most recent remastered trilogy that came out. The new Darksiders game, Genesis, which is the Diablo-like game that you play as Strife and War if you're playing co-op, from what I learned today. Just Dance 2020, Watch Dogs Legion, which was announced yesterday during Ubisoft's conference. We'll get to that. Marvel's Avengers, which was announced at Square Enix's conference yesterday. We'll get to that. And that's about it for Google Stadia. I mean, you guys have any thoughts on it? I mean, that's it. That's the things we want to know is the pricing for the most part, and when we're going to be able to play it. Oh, I guess that's the other thing. Sometime in November, but I heard there's rumors around that it's going to start November 14th, but we'll see when they actually make it official. Kirill in the chat says, so you can do it with phones too? Don't the games have to add touch support, or is the streaming service transforming your touch input into analog? It's the latter. It'll just be like if you're playing on a controller. You can also just Bluetooth a controller to your phone.
Or turn your phone into a controller with some of the connections from the side.
And that too. You can just connect something through USB or through Bluetooth. And that's about it. I mean, I don't have to continue. My thoughts on it, you guys already know my thoughts on it. I've been championing cloud streaming for who like a billion years. So, I mean, if you guys don't have anything else, we could just move on.
Wait, you really like Google Stadia?
I mean, I used it to play Assassin's Creed, and that was fantastic. I literally just hit play, and I was playing Assassin's Creed.
I didn't know you were excited about it.
All right, so then next was...
I like that I don't have to keep spending money to upgrade my computer, and I want the controller, and that's all I have to add.
But you, Randall, are you skeptical? Do you not give a shit about this? What's going on?
I think I've mentioned this already several times, so I would just be a broken record to you and Bryant, but to everybody else.
Yeah, it's more.
My only concern is internet connection. I don't want to be playing a game and then I'm streaming, and like earlier today, the internet just goes out for whatever reason. Because that's really going to get under my skin. But everything else sounds good to me.
Okay. So you're on board for... No, I guess you wouldn't be. Even single-player games?
Am I interested in single-player games? Yeah.
Like, because, I mean, your example is, like, especially if you're playing online or, like, a fight, Mortal Kombat 11 online, that would be shitty if you lose connection. But if you're in the middle of, like, God of War and the thing is coming back at you, it just pauses it for a second, you come back to it.
I mean,
It
it
doesn't
does.
necessarily pause it because the way when we're doing, sorry to cut you off, but on Odyssey, it would just disconnect completely, and then whatever I did without saving, I had to do over. It wasn't just, oh, we'll pause it for you. It was, you're done.
I know that was them.
And there's no guarantee it's going to do it correctly now
Hey,
either.
it's Google. All right.
He's part of the cult. That's his problem.
It is.
It's gonna start off shitty, like everything we have ever had as humanity, and it's gonna build up to something fantastic. You know what I'm saying? But again, we're not even gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. You guys already know my stance on it, so we're moving on then. EA didn't really have a press conference, but they did have panels for all the games that we're going to talk about. They had a panel for Star Wars: The Fallen Order, and they released what was like a 13-minute video showing gameplay. I mean, that's all they announced. So, but your thoughts on our thoughts? My thoughts on it was, holy shit, I was not expecting that. It looks fucking awesome. The visual looks awesome. It looks fun to just force push shit out of the way. You can force like freeze time a bit. The combat in it looks really good. Brian said it was channeling Sekiro.
That's what it looked like just from watching it.
I never played Sekiro, but if that's how the game plays, dude, that looks fun for combat wise.
Sekiro was pretty awesome.
It's heavily based on stamina, rather than constantly attacking. Your objective is to drop the stamina bar of the person that you're fighting, so that you can deal a death blow.
And that's what it seems like he was doing.
It's still based on attacking them because your stamina doesn't go down by attacking. It's by blocking or, I think dashing, but I could be wrong about that. It's basically Alpha 3, but in From Software stance where you want to break their guard to body them. You want stamina to be 0 so you can penetrate them. And it seems for the most part relatively fast paced, just like Sekiro, the combat. So.
But yeah, from what I've seen, it looks really good. They had characters from Rogue One in it. The cinematics look really cool. The combat looks fun. I don't know. It was a great first impression for me. Like the gameplay was great in my opinion. I liked it. The sound was great, visually rendered. I think they're using the Frostbite engine again, so it looks. I don't know. I'm sold. I actually can't wait to play it. You guys feel the same way? Looks cute to you. That was all what you saw was cute.
Kelsey, may I let her finish my sentences here or no?
Why do I need to finish with what? He started with cute. Nothing that was cute.
Well, see, usually smart people let other people finish their sentences.
Well, I'm not smart, Brian. All right.
This cult mentality where it's his belief or nothing.
I meant say cute, Randall. What the hell did you say that was cute?
This guy.
Was the death of stormtroopers cute? You Nazi?
Look at this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
go. Yeah. I mean, besides, we're all in it, so we're moving on. We have too much shit to go through. Microsoft. Here we go. What they've announced: Outer Worlds, the Fallout type of game that unfortunately came out announced after Fallout 76 shot the bed. They announced the release date, October 25th, 2019. I don't know if we knew that before the press conference. Bleeding Edge is I think it was like a 4v4 melee combat game. They updated us on the release date for Ori, February 11th, 2020. A new game, Blair Witch, which is looks like a horror game. Looks pretty cool. Minecraft Dungeons. It's like a Diablo-ass game with Minecraft characters. Or Minecraft aesthetic. Sometime in spring 2020. Cyberpunk. They finally gave us the date. Pre-rendered video, so it looked like a pre-rendered video anyway, so I don't really care about that. But the release date, April 16th of 2020. Battletoads was announced and showed. I guess that was already announced. I guess they showed us a gameplay trailer. Xbox, they finally gave more details on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. For $15, you get Xbox, the Xbox Game Pass, the PC Game Pass, and Xbox Live Gold. What's up, Randall?
I'm sorry, but you're going so fast. I didn't know if you mentioned that Keanu Reeves was in.
that to me, like, I'm here for the gaming stuff. That's cool. Yes, Keanu Reeves was there, but none of that, you know,
Okay.
that was all rent. Like, you know who got to talk about Keanu Reeves? The people who got the demo. There's people who are already writing on blogs on what they saw played at E3, but they decided to give us a fucking pre-rendered shit. I'm not gonna give them any more time. All right.
Did you hear the guy that screamed out, "Keanu, you're breathtaking"? Got a free copy of the game.
Yeah, I saw the tweet. I'm like, oh, look at that. Krilla's like, shut the fuck up, implying you weren't talking about Keanu Reeves today at work. Work is different than my platform here, podcast where billions of people listen to. You understand?
It's not.
Anyway, Flight Simulator was announced, and they showed gameplay, which looks breathtaking. That's breathtaking, Randall. All right? Go back and watch the visuals on that. Yeah, it is, actually. They announced that they bought Double Fine Studios, so now they're part of the Xbox Game Studios. They showed more Psychonauts 2. Actually, no, the first time they showed Psychonauts 2 gameplay looks great. Looks more Psychonauts, but better look. More Psychonauts, but better looking. Spiritfarer, which looked like a boat maintenance, like a FTL kind of thing, but you're with animal friends, and I don't know what else you do in it. Comes out in 2020. Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, which includes, I think it's just the Lego Star Wars, but includes the new trilogy has been coming out. Release window 2020. Wasteland 3 was shown. I don't know much about it, but gameplay was shown. The new Dragon Ball action RPG game was shown. Mostly just cutscenes, so we don't really know what the moment-to-moment gameplay is. Coming out early 2020. Gears 5, we got a pre-rendered cutscene with Billie Eilish as background music coming September 10th. And probably one of the highlights of the fucking show was 12 minutes. It's an indie game where the guy like either Groundhog Day or he like time travels back and he's trying to save his wife or something. Who knows? It was a really cool trailer. I'm like, I wanted to know more. I wanted to see what the hell the story was how is it gonna unfold. They just showed the gameplay, no release date. Forza Horizon got a Lego expansion called Speed Champions, which cars are made out of Lego. The environment Lego comes out. It seems like it comes out in 2 days. So that it looks cool, looks fun. Forza Horizon 4 is already fucking badass. Phantasy Star Online 2 comes out spring 2020. I really don't know anything about it. Dying Light 2. I only put Dying Light on here. Dying Light 2 releases Q2 2020. Looks great. State of Decay 2. Damn, man. An expansion came out, I think, the day of the press conference called Heartland. Tales of Arise. I forgot what this one is. It looked like an anime RPG, right? Like an action RPG. Comes out 2020. Crossfire X. We have no idea what that is, but apparently it's popular. Some shooting game. Coming in Windows 2020 as well. The George R.R. Martin game.
I'm just preparing myself for what's
to come.
Yeah, what's getting ready to happen.
Elden Ring, which is the From Software game that George R. R. Martin is working with them. Borderlands 3, we got to see a little bit of. I think it was Moe's, right? Brian, correct me if I'm wrong.
Black.
Yeah. It's a more gameplay trailer, and they announced the Borderlands 2 DLC that's available now that ties Borderlands 2 to Borderlands 3. So, excuse me. Then we have they announced the Project xCloud, a section saying that they're releasing two things in October: a preview of xCloud and console streaming, which lets you use your Xbox One as as a server, which is basically just using as if you were using things like Parsec or Rainway or any of those solutions, Steam in-house streaming which then I think they opened it up anyway. It's just Xboxes, so you'll be able to play outside of your network. And then we're done with that. And then they move on talking about Project Scarlet, which is their next gen system architecture. That is, they showed us a video that threw a bunch of buzzwords at us. 8K, 120 FPS, 4K, a bunch of it releases fall of 2020 next year. And then they ended the show with Halo Infinite with a cutscene and tells us that it's going to launch with the next gen system.
So it was
Hold on. And it comes out fall 2020, same as the next gen system. And that is the announcement for Microsoft.
I thought
Proceed.
Holiday 2020. Isn't that like
That's fall.
winter? Oh. I thought that was their word for just saying either Christmas, Hanukkah, or whatever.
Whew. All right, so Microsoft had a lot to fucking show. Anyone else want to speak before I go?
So for the Halo stuff, I mean, obviously I haven't seen it because I haven't caught up on anything for E3. I heard that it's like they're like moving backwards, where it like ends. It's like the ending of Halo 3, and then Halo Infinite picks up from there, and then 4 and 5 don't exist anymore.
No, it's right. It's still after 5.
Okay.
It should be still after 5. I don't remember seeing.
Well, the way that he described it was that, like, at the end of 3, he activates the rings, and then he gets in space, and the ship, blows up, and he's just like floating through space, and somebody finds him and like picks him up, and that, show like it was like the way he described it was it sounded like it ended right after 3, and then picks up from there.
Well, spoilers for 5, I guess. In this cutscene that they show, he has Cortana's chip in his hand, and he puts it in, and it says that the AI is not there, and that's because of the events that happened in 5, where she started going cray cray cuckoo, So I think it's still part of that thing. Yeah, Ryan, what do you think of the lineup of games they showed?
You talking about Microsoft's
conference? Yeah. I mean, I saw you had notes. You don't have notes on?
Well, my notes weren't like really in depth. They were just basically, if you were to ask me what I was looking forward to. Microsoft, all I put was Cyberpunk, Battletoads, and I thought the whole Xbox Game Pass thing was a pretty cool thing. Obviously, I'm excited mostly for Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, Keanu was in it. He didn't say yeah, but I'm sure he's gonna have a line in the game. Well, I guess since they were recording this after the press conferences, more information has come out to what the journalists saw at their hands-off demo. I don't know if you guys want me to divulge, or you guys gonna look it up later, or.
I'm not gonna be looking it up later, but
you can look it up on your own time. I don't want to know.
Okay, so we'll skip that. Okay, Brian, you mirrored everything he just said, or?
I went in wanting 2 things for this whole week of E3.
Okay, so.
One of them, Cyberpunk release date. I got that. The second one, to which I still haven't received and probably won't this week, is when the fuck is Indivisible coming out? Nothing. So, Xbox, hey, that's cool, you have all this stuff. But I already know about Cyberpunk, and you didn't announce Indivisible, so it's just stuff for someone else that isn't me. I do like that they're adding Game Pass for PC, actually. And that they're bundling it so you can basically get the PC one for free. For if you already pay for the Xbox Game Pass and an Xbox Live Gold, you can get Xbox Game Pass for PC for free. I think that's cool. Which is why I would think that the way they're setting this up, they shouldn't even be announcing a console. They should just be announcing a, like, not global service, but like a, I don't know, like just an app, like Steam, the way you can access it anywhere. Just an Xbox store you can access anywhere and use xCloud off of the way Stadia is working. That makes sense.
Go ahead.
He's smiling because I said xCloud.
So
You triggered him.
let me start. Okay, let me start with the good, and that is the Xbox Game Pass. Most of this conference was, this is why you should get an Xbox Game Pass. The first 12 games are going to be part of Xbox Game Pass because all of the games that are part of the Xbox Game Studios are day and date going to be available to whoever's subscribed to the Xbox Game Pass. And some other games too, like the Outer Worlds. We're good. When it comes out, we're able to play it because we have the Xbox Game Pass. We don't have to spend another dime. And we don't have to wait 7 months after the release date to play it. Ori, same thing. Bleeding Edge, same thing. Minecraft Dungeons, same thing. Battletoads, same thing. I think Flight Simulator was in there too. Gears 5 that they showed off. All that stuff we already have access to it. We just have to wait for the release date. That is great value. Because if you sat down and bought all these games this year, it's a lot more than $15 a month. I think it's $120. Well, 15 times 12 is more than that, but if you would have bought all those games, it would have cost you more than subscribing.
Yeah, about 150 is more. It's about 2.5 AAA games.
Yeah. And so, yeah, the Xbox Game Pass was great, and that's where it took a turn for the worst. Let me set this up for everyone so you guys can get my context, okay? November of last year, Google comes out and says, we need to start this thing called Project Stream. Some people will get randomly in it and they'll be able to test.
No, I'll be right back. I'm listening. Go ahead.
They'll be testing our new tech so you can stream games over the net, right? And it went well. I got into it. Brian got into the beta as well, or whatever the hell, alpha, whatever. Worked 99% of the time here. I don't know, Brian, if that's the percentage on your end, but it worked the majority of the time. Go ahead.
It only crashed literally twice out of the whole time I was playing on it, and that was months of playing on it.
So,
but it ran well.
Around that same time that this project stream was happening, Microsoft was letting us know that they were working on something similar. And they called it Project xCloud. And of course, that's where my mind, that's it. I became a believer. Both Microsoft's doing it and Stadia, or I wasn't Stadia at the time, which is Project Stream, so Google's next platform. I'm like, I got hands-on with Project Stream. If it's just like this, then Microsoft can definitely pull it off too. And then little by little, up until E3, Microsoft began announcing things that would benefit the xCloud. Like opening APIs for other developers and other consoles, like the Switch, to be able to sign in through your Xbox account. Opening it to other platforms, so you can do matchmaking on any other console if they wanted to set it up that way. They announced the ability for Windows PCs to natively run Xbox deployed packages. And if you don't understand what that means, that's if you can build towards an Xbox One, because it's mostly a PC. But I mean, all the consoles you'd build a certain way, so only they can launch the executable. But they put a layer in between, so then the Windows can run it natively. And you're thinking, how does that help? Well, since they have servers all over the world, and they're adding Xbox blades, they could potentially just replace those Xbox blades with even stronger hardware. So they can just run the Xbox games on any other PC or servers that are on there, because they have that emulation layer in between. And they're like, Anthony, what is that? Who gives a fuck? Well, that means any Xbox game would be able to be put into the cloud without the developers doing anything. They would just build to the Xbox, and then whoop, you can load it into all these fucking servers, and you can play whatever. Then, what else? What was the next thing they announced? Oh, they renamed the Windows Xbox app to Console Companion or some shit. because they had something else coming up for Xbox. Now I'm thinking, oh, this is it. The next X is just gonna be called Xbox app or xCloud or some shit. You install the app on your Windows PC on whatever platform, and that's what the app you'll use to stream it. Then it seemed like that's the case. And I forgot the other announcements because at this point I'm just ad-libbing what I remember. Now here comes E3 2019, and Sony's like, you know what? We're gonna duck out this time. We're not gonna be at this E3. That leaves Microsoft the whole day to themselves. Like they don't have to worry about Sony announcing something underneath their, like the same embarrassment they went through when they were announcing the Xbox, and they're like, "Oh, this is how we trade games," and they showed Shuhei handing over the game. They don't have to worry about that because they're not going to be there. So now their conference comes in, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to be in here for a little bit under 2 hours." I'm like, holy shit, they're going to announce everything here. They start the conference. They're like, we have X amount of games. I think it was like, 30 games or something that they're going to show off? Doesn't matter. They showed X amount of games. These exclusives. We'll talk about Project xCloud. We'll talk about Scarlet or future of Xbox. I'm like, let's go. About an hour and 20 go by, and we're still on games. So I'm like, yo, the next 20 to 30 minutes better be fire. About this new fucking cloud. Let's go. Project xCloud comes up, and I'm like, "This is it, Randall." I was holding Randall. I was holding his hand. My hands were sweaty. I was hugging Bryant. I'm like, "This is it. This is their chance to strike at Google," which 4 days ago gave us price, the bandwidth needed, games that are going to be launching on it. Gave us everything. I know what Stadia is gonna hit me with. You know, I even had hands on with it. So Microsoft, you have the floor is yours. You know.
Muffins wants to know, were your knees weak? Were your arms spaghetti?
I thought I thought it was spaghetti, but when I put my head into it to start eating, it was horse shit. Is what it was. It wasn't spaghetti. It was fucking horse shit.
That sucks.
He says, you know what? This October, we're going to do console streaming. We'll let your Xbox be the server too if you want. But also, we have xCloud coming in October. And for those of you here, you can try it out. All right, so on to Scarlet. What? What do you mean on to Scarlet?
Thought that was pretty self-explanatory.
Rand, I'm talking to you, dude.
I don't work for Microsoft, bro. I don't know.
What do you mean we're done talking about X? It took like 5 minutes.
You should tell them what you said when they showed the Halo.
We'll get to it. And then we get to I'm like, okay, fine. I don't want to talk about Cloud because you guys don't have it set up. It's not running right. Whatever. So let's talk about the next gen. All right. Roll the clip, Randall. We're gonna roll the clip. We're gonna see what it looks like. We're gonna see something, maybe some. You know what I'm saying? Woo! So we get back-to-back human beings telling me how fantastic this system is. Right? It'll be able to do 4K, up to 120 FPS. It has hardware-enabled ray tracing.
Solid state drive.
It has a solid-state drive, guys.
What did they use it for?
Oh my god, dude.
Running Minecraft.
And maybe the potential of 8K. They said 8K in the video. How many games natively run in 4K on Xbox One? X.
Skullgirls.
And you're telling me the next one's gonna... Oh, we're skipping a potential 8K? Pong can probably run on 8K.
Oh man.
Are you? And then when you're like, wait, was that it? That's it? They just talked about it, and then the video, and then you're like, Phil, what else? So here's Halo. Okay, so I'm like, all right, cool. Scarlet, they're not going to show us that much. I guess we get to see some Halo now, right? They announced it last year with that cool, him holding his helmet. It was a vast open world in that trailer. It was him driving on a Warthog. Let's get it, right? So the video begins, and at the bottom it already says, in-engine footage. What a start. Then it shows some dude lost in space for who knows how long. He misses his family, etc., etc. Who cares? He then what did like a red alarm go off? Something came off that alerted him, right? Mm-hmm. So then he goes to the front of the plane, the Pelican, I think it was, whatever aircraft, and starts wiping the windshield and sees that there's a floating Master Chief there. He gets him inside. He does diagnosis to make sure he's still alive, whatever. We find out that Halo, the Master Chief, is not with Cortana. And then they detect that there's somebody patrolling the area, whatever. They found that they're going to attack them. And the guy Master Chief's with is like, oh, we need to leave. Because, we can't do anything here. We're going to die. And then Master Chief's like, no, we have to fight. Then he opens the something and jumps out. Fades to black. And then thank you for watching Microsoft E3 press conference. I'm sorry, what?
You mean you didn't get all the information out of that?
I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. That's not what happened. Fade to black. We love Halo. You love Halo. What would you like more? Playing Halo on Scarlet, right? Day and date. Scarlet launches with Halo. Phil? But what about the gameplay? Thank you for joining us here at E3. Have a great E3. Bye.
I feel like that's the equivalent.
It comes out next year. You don't have gameplay to show us?
He had to moisturize his lips, dude.
Not even a grenade throw?
Or a grunt or something.
A grunt going whatever, and you headshot them and their thing explodes? Cortana saying we'll finish the fight? Because last time he said finish the fight? What about Locke?
I feel like that's the Microsoft equivalent of, do you guys not have phones?
What happened? This was your chance. No one's there to oppose you. All you had to do was answer Stadia. You had it since November. And all you have is, okay, we have it here for you guys to test out. Which, by the way, now I have new information. It was there. But the phones were connected to Ethernet because they had it on Wi-Fi and it was messing up the signal. Because there were so many people there, there's Wi-Fi. Like, I understand that. I know the video, that'll work. Because the project stream works. You didn't tell us how you're expanding with Xbox. Like, what happened with that Xbox on Switch? Nothing's happened so far? How would we use this xCloud? Is everything tied to our Xbox account? If I'm already an Xbox Game Pass member, does that mean I can play anything on Xbox Game Pass no problem on there? Is it going to cost me an extra $10 a month like Stadia? What? What is xCloud? How am I going to use it? I know I'm going to use Stadia. I'm going to open up the Stadia app, buy the game, I own it, I hit play, and I play. That's how I'm going to use it.
You dropped the ball.
I didn't just drop the ball.
They didn't even announce the Indivisible release date.
Again, Xbox Game Pass part, fantastic. The games they showed, fantastic. What they needed to nail down here, they just said, no, we'll see you next year. Excuse me? You're launching Halo now on this thing. If you were like, oh, Halo comes out in 2023 or something, got it. You don't have gameplay to show. It's next year. There's got to be a BR shot somewhere in there.
So that video that they showed for Halo, that's supposed to be next gen?
Randall, that's a great question. That's a great question, Randall. I have no idea what that was. It said in-engine. A cutscene in-engine.
I'm usually not this guy, because I understand the hard work that goes into making games or just creating content, period. But that video, to be next gen graphics, that
We don't know if it's next gen. That's the problem.
But
Well,
it supports 8K.
I'm just assuming that if this is the newest Halo, and they just got finished talking about Scarlet, that I would think that I would assume that it's being geared or designed towards the new consoles or the new technology. With that being said, that junk look like trash to be quote unquote next gen.
We don't know what. I don't know what. I don't know if it is next gen, Randall. That's the thing. It could still be running on old Xbox stuff. Because their whole mantra here is you should be able to play your games on anything. I don't know how the backwards compatibility thing is working. I don't know what it is. I don't know what xCloud is. Brian, you're already in. You're saying xCloud is gaming. It's greater than Stadia already. So you'll fill me in.
In October.
Oh, okay. Thanks. So yeah, that's again my Microsoft conference. The Game Pass, fantastic. I've never been so proud to have an Xbox Game Pass. Like the game's coming around that I don't have to worry about. Oh, am I gonna get it? How much is it gonna cost? $60. I don't have to worry about it. And those games that are multi-platform, I can now that I have the Ultimate. Like I can just install it on my PC if I want to get a higher fidelity graphics. Like that's fantastic.
No, at least they said a sentence. You want to know what I just found out Capcom did? So you know how they have said nothing since December for, a game that people spend money on?
Yeah.
E3 week, they're like, oh no, we're going to have an announcement in August. So they gave me an announcement of an announcement, right? And then this week, they announced content coming to the game this month. It's a map that's already in the game, but in nighttime.
Which game is that? Which game is
Can you
this?
repeat that?
For Street Fighter 5.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That's
map
That's
that's
what their
already-
announcement was?
A
but
night
in nighttime.
a nighttime version of a map?
Coming June 25th, everybody. Be hyped. And we have an announcement that we're going to announce in August. Shorty, you okay?
Am I the only person that feel like these companies are playing us, man?
I spent $30 for Sagat.
That's on you. Don't blame anyone but yourself on
I
that.
shouldn't have to spend money on a character that should be in the game at launch.
This
Like
man,
the one that's been there since I don't know.
Street Fighter
the first,
2?
The first one?
Since
Or second one?
Street Fighter 2 at the
Turbo, right? Yeah, I don't remember.
You know,
You
it'd
know
been in every other one after that.
It'd be crazy if 2 fighting games in the history of fighting games have been you guys like all the characters? We'll put them in at launch. Right? MK Armageddon, right? Smash Ultimate. Let's not fuck them over. No, we'll add new characters and then you can pay for it. Oh, that's fine. We're gonna give you 63 characters on launch. But the nighttime level's coming soon, guys. So I know
Oh
you're trying
my
to contain the hype.
god, that's terrible. All right, that's my thoughts on Microsoft. I just had to rant there for a bit because I was floored when they were just breezing by the 3 hugest things they needed to nail down.
Florida's the understatement.
Like I'm like, what? They had a fantastic start.
I wish I had recorded it.
The Game Pass was they're like, oh, this game on Game Pass, this game on Game Pass. They're all great looking games, they look fun, and then just to fucking Kirill's asking, so nothing about VR? No, they mentioned VR when they were announcing Project Scorpio, saying that now that they have the extra horsepower in Xbox One X, that the VR experience would be better, but they never released anything on VR, if I'm not mistaken.
There was a separate showcase just for VR. Not just Microsoft, I mean in general VR.
Oh,
They
okay.
had a showcase, but I didn't watch it because I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care about VR, so I'm moving on. All right, I'm done talking about Microsoft.
Wow.
Are you guys good?
No, I'm not good.
Because I'm going to start off the Bethesda one with the funniest fucking reveal I've ever seen in my life.
I found out that the original game is on Steam. You're talking about Commander Keen?
Well, okay, so we're going in. Bethesda.
I put that on my thing.
Bethesda, okay. I need to relax. So Bethesda comes on, and they apologize for Fallout 76 in their own way. They show off more content that they're going to keep adding to Fallout 76, all free of charge. They've added a Battle Royale mode for it. And some other DLC stuff. I did not jot those down because who cares? And then, what was the other game? Like right in the beginning of the conference, they start off with Fallout 76 or something else.
Elder Scrolls Blades.
Yeah.
They're porting it to Switch.
To the Switch, which is a pretty cool announcement. And then they have Commander Keen. Commander Keen. Brian, can you tell me the name of the protagonist, please?
Oh, you get to play as Billy Blaze, dude.
Yo, Billy Blaze in Commander Keen. Gameplay reveal, and I don't even know if it's. They released a date. Who cares? They showed gameplay, and that was the worst section of the Bethesda conference. The game looked. It's not for me. Let me stay nice here. It's definitely not for me. Okay, we'll see. We'll move on. Cause there's saliva coming out of my lips right now, dude. Like it's so cringe watching the presentation for this Commander Keen.
Yo,
I already pre-registered.
I just want this so fast.
Oh yeah, you did.
It's fucking hitting me like a ton of bricks right now.
Bro, he just downed a glass of Captain Morgan.
I almost feel like when we were at New Year's. I feel like everything is on a delay.
It is. I set the delay on my stream. So they announced Doom Eternal. That announced the release date. I think it was already known. If not, the release date for Doom Eternal and some more gameplay. Which, if you haven't played the first Doom remake that just released a couple years ago, it's more of that with just more awesome. All right, it's just shit. You got to shoot. You shoot it. Cool animations. It's fast paced. Fantastic. Wolfenstein Youngblood. Another gameplay trailer with more of the story. Coming out July 26th. So like in a month.
I had a question about that game.
Wolfenstein Youngblood?
Because I looked at the trailer again.
Yeah.
It looked really good. So my question is, if I was to play that game, should I play the first one with their father first?
There's 2 games before this.
Well, I know that, but I'm talking about as far as their story is concerned, should I play the one with their father first?
That's 2 of them.
Oh, so he's in another one before the last one?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is 2.5, if that makes sense. Because I think this is going to lead to the point of the story of Wolfenstein Youngblood is that you're playing as Blazkowicz's twin daughters. And that's why it's co-op, because they're twins. I'm sure they're going to find him near the end of the game. And then the next Wolfenstein proper is going to be like Blazkowicz again, and you have to fight Mecha Nazi Hitler or whatever. Because we still haven't really killed Hitler yet. So
What? Really?
Yeah, the first 2 games was just because. Okay, let me back up again. For Wolfenstein, it's the alternate history of the Nazis won and they've already invaded America. The first 2 games is the fight to get them out of America.
Okay.
So after that happens, Blazkowicz starts. He raises the family. He's got twin daughters. He's raising them. Then he gets to a point where he's like, no, I got to help the fight. So he goes to Europe where they're still having a war to go help out. Because, they got him out of America, but the war's still going on in Europe. So he goes missing. His daughters suit up and go look for him. And that's what this game's premise is. Yeah. So do you have to play it? Probably not. It would help, though. Because there's still, notable characters that are...
There's probably lore that they mentioned in this one that
they'll probably reference exactly, and you wouldn't. And it's fun. I would highly recommend playing both Wolfensteins now. They're fucking fun as shit. The story's great. The characters are very memorable. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was watching when you were playing the second one. Just watching it alone is entertaining.
It's good stuff.
The story is funny.
Story's really good, yeah. The writing's funny.
It's just funny, but yeah, it works.
They had a brief segment talking about Orion, which is a framework that they're going to be using to enhance game streaming. So with lower bandwidth, you can still get... more efficient encodes and stuff like. It's very technical stuff that will help the future of game streaming. And thank you, Bethesda, for pushing the fucking envelope. 'Cause that's what we need right now. And that's about it that I remember from Bethesda. Thoughts? I thought it was a solid one. Like, yeah, they came out, said that we were working on Starlink. Starlink? Not Starlink. Starfield? Their next sci-fi...
That sounds right. The second thing you said.
Starfield, right? Yeah. And then they just updated us on Blades, on 76. They just updated us mostly on stuff that's coming out this year.
Elder Scrolls Online stuff was on there. It's not my crowd. I'm not huge on Fallout. Doom games, they seem fun. I haven't played any since like the originals and 64 ones. Orion, I don't make games. Commander Keen, I already bought. Like, even if it's free, I bought it. So, but yeah, it's just not for me. I wasn't entertained. I was just waiting for it to end, kind of.
Cobra's saying that we might be out of sync. It might be just on your end.
The only thing that I was interested in, or two things I was interested in, they didn't show because they're still working on, which is the new Elder Scrolls and then the
Starfield, I think it is. Billy Blaze, though, man, that commander, I think that was probably the worst part of that conference. Like, I didn't care what the gameplay was. Like, what is this? Did you drink water? Did you eat?
Yeah. I ate.
Man, that's not a tablet. That's just your leg.
Check is like, No, it's more like Ultra Instinct, like,
I'm waiting for you to like not know where you're at and you just punch my monitor.
I'm waiting for you to just swing at Anthony. He gets knocked down and then I clip it.
Can we get an instant replay of that?
Yeah, but turn a bit more.
Do you guys have any thoughts on Bethesda or not?
And no, they didn't have anything for me.
Randall, I know you wrote some stuff down.
Deathloop. I like that.
Deathloop.
I thought it was interesting.
Oh, that's right. They announced a new game. I didn't write that down. Deathloop. Remember the dude and the chick who would kill each other over and over again? That did look pretty cool. But again, that was just a pre-rendered video. We didn't get to see any gameplay.
I also put down Doom Eternal. I'm not the type of dude that play games like that. But for whatever reason, Doom looks very, very, very polished, man. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, how come the Halo games don't look that good?
1, I don't know. 2, I have no idea. 3, they're building off of the Doom remake before. And that was super polished. And this looks better. The UI is more polished now. It
just looks so crisp, man. Like, the quality looks good. I don't know what the resolution is on the... Well, I don't even know what that video was playing on. I don't know if it was console or PC, but either way. Even when I watched you play, I can't remember if you played on PC or console. You probably played on PC though, right?
Yeah.
Like, the quality is just... Again, I don't play, like, that genre, demonic demon.
But Randall, you're the savior. You're obliterating the demons.
That, but I'd rather remove myself from that type of stuff. I just don't want that stuff in my head, so I just observe from the bench. But as far as the quality, man, I have to give it up to them. New guys, like, they put in the wrench work. Like, the quality is really, really good.
Now imagine that, Randall, at 4K HDR.
Don't you mean 8K?
Yeah, don't you mean 8K?
No.
That's the future, not Stadia.
Can you guys relax?
No.
4K
According
HDR.
to Microsoft, they said 8K.
Randall, if you interrupt me one more fucking time. 4K HDR, 60 FPS.
No, I thought it was 120 FPS.
If you let me get to Stadia's fucking thing, like, come on, dude. The game is on
The
Stadia.
human eye can't perceive more than 30 FPS, right?
Okay.
I'm just watching your brain shut down. Like, I'm gonna fucking stab this dude.
I think I'm gonna find a way to Stadia stream my fist through this internet right now, dude. Right through your monitor. Yeah, I guess we got everything from Bethesda. And now Ubisoft. We're almost there, guys. We just need 3 more.
3 more? Ubisoft, Square, Nintendo? Jesus.
Yeah. I'll get through. Like, Ubisoft is really quick. There's only a couple things on there. Just Dance 2020. was announced, and they had the performance of people dancing, which again, I don't know why they continue to do that. Hobby in the chat says I wanted more Beyond Good and Evil 2. I second that. I thought they were going to show that. Okay, the two things I thought they were definitely going to show was Beyond Good and Evil 2 and the new Splinter Cell. We got neither of those things. Anyway, back to Ubisoft. Watch Dogs Legion was announced. I mean, it leaked beforehand, but this was the official announcement with gameplay. A lot of gameplay, actually. And it's coming out next year, March 6th, 2020. The Division 2, they broke down the first year of DLC that's coming to the game and when they're going to be released. I forgot to jot down the release dates, but they did that. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, they had John Barenthal out there with a dog talking about the wolves. Roller Champions was shown. Rainbow Six Quarantine was shown. Rainbow Six DLC, like one of the new operators, I think, was shown. And then Gods and Monsters was teased at the end, but since I've been reading stuff, the journalist actually had a hands-off demo, and they actually got to see the game, how it plays. And not to, again, show this hashtag ad, but they just demonstrated the game on Stadia at the show.
That's dead, though.
Okay. Anyway. So let's start with Watch Dogs Legion, which I think was the best fucking part.
I mean, Helen.
Is Helen the old lady? Nice. That made me laugh. That's not why I got hyped. If what they're promising in Watch Dogs Legion is true, which you can literally get any NPC by doing like this procedurally.
That's crazy.
Like the systems. I want to know how the system works then. So you can okay.
Not
Backtrack
that,
for.
But they said that like every person that you interact or that you choose to be on your team, each person has their own story.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
Granted, that means there's probably a pool of origins that they just assign to people. But I want to know how big the pool of animations, the pool of voiceovers, the pool of traits for everyone. I want to know how big that is. Like, how long until I'm like, oh, I've seen that already, or oh, another old lady that sounds like this person. Like, that's what I'm skeptical about. But if they pull it off and to the point where I rarely see the same thing, that's fantastic. And Kelsey, you look lost right now, but let me catch him up real quick, Brian. So, Watch Dogs Legion follows up Watch Dogs 2, which is, you guys are a member of DedSec, which is like it's like a hacker group that's against the government, right? You following?
Yeah.
Kelsey?
What's Watch Dogs? I never actually played 2, which you didn't hear. No, I never played 2. The first one, I really enjoyed the first one. It was just kind of disappointing, the lack of real content. You just you were forced to do a lot of things, and it didn't have that whole free play like they had shown. And then I just never bothered to buy 2.
Are you there, Kelsey?
Can you not hear me?
So in Watch Dogs 2, you're part of a group called DedSec, which is a hacker group that is going toe-to-toe with the government. And
Wait,
then
are they a group of hackers?
When's the new Diablo coming out?
So in Watch Dogs Legion, DedSec spans across the world. So it takes place in London, and this is a world after Brexit. Okay? So
Muffins in the chat wants to know if you could repeat. He missed the Watch Dogs 2 explanation.
So Gods and Monsters looks like a...
Wow, you just gonna go into a completely different game.
So from what I've read in the journals, in the articles, Gods and Monsters is going to be like a...
Breath of the Wild.
Like a Breath of the Wild game. So if anyone has played Breath of the Wild, it's the people who made Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but with a completely different tone. The visuals are super vibrant, and it looks like a Breath of the Wild art style.
I want to try it.
I forgot the rest. I read it. We'll get more information on that later, I guess. I completely forgot. Oh, Cobra, why are you doing this? All right. Oh, and then the Uplay Plus, I guess I already told you. We spoke about it earlier, but during the Stadia stuff. It's like EA Access's subscription where you pay, I think, $10-15 a month, and you get to play games like the new Ghost Recon. I think Legion's going to be on it too. You don't have to buy the game, you just play the subscription, you'll have access to it.
What are you talking about?
The Uplay Plus.
Oh.
If you sign up now, you get like a month for free when it launches.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, there you go.
Yep. If you have Uplay installed on your computer, you can just, there's like a news section, and you just click the box that talks about Uplay Plus, and you can just sign up with like 2 clicks.
When I saw the trailer for this, you know what I thought about?
Rollerball, motorball,
Yeah.
yeah. Roller Champions was announced, and it looks cool. It looks fun. I want to try it out. A demo was released. Brian, you said that you couldn't even get into matchmaking.
Nope.
So I don't know if it's just not a lot of people were playing, or the servers were just getting bombarded, or what the case may be. But hopefully we get our chance to play the demo.
Customization. There's a tab on it in the main menu, and when I clicked it, it said no, you can't do that in the demo. So
Thank God. Thank you. Because Brian would have came back with a fucking review. Yo, so you can put in like 70 shirts.
Yeah, tell me how I got an afro, no pants.
What do you need pants for? Nobody wears pants.
They're just society's shackles.
Did you have any notes on Ubisoft that you want to share with us? How about you, Brian, while he looks? Anything that's like spotted your eye, like you were excited for? I guess Gods and Monsters, right?
Gods and Monsters visually was pretty.
Yeah.
I was reading people talking about the game, playing it, and they said it's like a Breath of the Wild, but its own thing still. Like, it's just inspired. It's not copy and pasting it. I didn't get to play Breath of the Wild yet, but it was an interesting looking game. Gods and Monsters pretty. I want to try it. The Rainbow Six Quarantine PvE game that's separate. If it's free to play, I really want to play it. If not,
I thought the same thing. I wish they showed us gameplay, but it was just a pre-rendered show for Quarantine, unfortunately.
They said it's just a 3-man team for that game, so whoever wants to do ranked with me for plat, then let's get it.
What's the obsession with 3-man squads now?
I hate it.
I don't know. I mean, Apex is doing it really well, and then after that, everybody's like, 3-man squads, we gotta do this.
No, but I mean, it started off with Destiny. Like, a squad's not 3 people. It's
Destiny
4.
wasn't 3.
Destiny's...
Oh, they had the strike teams where it was 3-man, yeah. But they had raids that were like 6.
Yeah. How about you, Randall? What you got?
What I put down for Ubisoft was, pretty much stuff that was already mentioned was about the Uplay Plus subscription, which I thought was cool, and how it works along with Google Stadia.
Yeah.
And then Watch Dogs, which you already mentioned, so there's no reason to beating that dead horse.
No, I tried to mention, but you can go ahead.
Yeah. And then I just thought it was funny because, like I said, Roller Champions immediately reminded me of Motorball. And then and I thought it was funny because how Bryant said he was going to play it, but then when we saw the movie, he thought it was the most stupidest game ever. But my biggest discouragement was that there was no Splinter Cell announcement. I mean, I think the last one was Blacklist.
Yeah, and that was like 6 years ago. That was 6 years ago.
So I was hoping that they would at least tease something about a new Splinter Cell game. But
I agree. It was that and Beyond Good and Evil too, because they had a gameplay showing off like months ago about Beyond Good and Evil 2, and it looked really cool. So I was hoping this would be like the stage to show off like a in-depth way of like moment-to-moment gameplay. Same with Splinter Cell, but yeah, that's it for me. I don't have any other thoughts on Ubisoft. Kelsey, is there anything on this list that you're like, oh, you want to know more about besides Watch Dogs? Don't fucking smile.
Watch Dogs is the Legion of Hackers. Is that what it was?
Square Enix was on Monday afterwards. And right out of the gate, Final Fantasy VII segment. The gameplay trailer was released, a bunch of trailers actually, and then the release date was announced March 3rd, 2020. Marvel's Avengers was finally shown. I'm gonna take that back. They showed something. They confirmed it's a 4-player co-op. There's gonna have free DLC, and that it's releasing May 15th, 2020. Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers expansion pack, they fleshed out the shit out of it. They explained a lot of stuff that I don't know what the hell's going on, but the cutscenes look cool. And then Dragon Quest Builders 2 was shown. I don't know if Dragon Quest Builders 1 had multiplayer or co-op, but this one does. I'm not sure if that's added. I don't remember if they announced a release date. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles port for PS4, I think Switch and mobile, which is really cool. Online gameplay, online multiplayer now. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC is coming out fall 2019. Oninaki looks like an action RPG. They showed a bunch of gameplay for it, and it's coming out August 22nd, 2019. Last Remnant Remastered on Switch, and I just put Y underneath here. So who the fuck asked for Last Remnant?
It's because they knew that Kelsey bought himself a Switch, so he's like, he's gonna buy this again.
Oh my god, you're fucking right. He just finished buying a Switch too. The timing cannot be this.
Wait, you bought a?
He bought a Switch.
I bought a Switch.
And Square's like, we got a new sale.
I thought his wife said that he couldn't have one yet.
Load it up. Load it up.
Well, one, he's not his wife yet. Second,
she's my wife. It's not saying girlfriend or fiance at this point is just ridiculous.
So one, technically he's not his wife. Second, he's his own man. 3, he needed to get Last Remnant.
Yeah, Pokemon too. Is that what's next to you on the left?
Yeah, this is the neighbor's daughter's Pokemon Let's Go. I really don't like this.
He doesn't like the catching of the Pokemon, Brian.
That's all you do. You literally just run. Like, I've only played it for like 4 minutes, so I haven't really gotten into it.
Kelsey, but I didn't like the way you just started that sentence. That's all you do. What is the motto of Pokemon?
Running around and getting into random battles.
The correct answer is gotta catch them all.
Yeah, but you have to like fight them in order to do it, not just go, "Hey, I ran into something." It's just gonna stand there while I throw a ball at it.
It doesn't stand there.
It does.
Maybe the first 5 minutes that you played it, they start moving around and attacking you.
It's still not Pokemon. It's garbage.
Whatever, dude. You know what? You got what you wanted. Last Remnant Remastered. Fuck out. Who wanted this game, Randall? Who said this shit is so fucking fire, even though it's on PC? I need it on the go.
I don't understand why they half of the time they do. I mean, that's not exactly true. I understand why some games are remade, especially with new technology. But for the most part, I think that the energy that they spend on making remakes, they should just make new IPs.
Well, I agree. Because they know that they can shell out like only a little bit of cash to upgrade all the models and go, "We've remastered and tweaked a couple things. You should buy it." And then a whole bunch of people buy it.
Kelsey.
I have no intention of buying Last Remnant. Like I finally
say that without smiling.
I don't. I didn't buy it on PC.
I stream you playing it on Switch or no?
I don't have a capture card.
Oh my god!
Like I finally beat that thing on Xbox. I finally got all the trophies on the Xbox. Like I did all of it. I beat that one really hard boss that you only have 10 rounds to beat. I beat
Oh, he beat it all right.
I got all the trophies. I did everything that I was supposed to, and I'm done with it. Like I'm gonna go sell my Xbox and things at this point because I have no reason to keep them around.
You mean xCloud?
And then he's gonna use that money to buy Last Remnant for Switch.
Yeah, all $4 I get for selling 3 Xbox consoles and a PS3 and like 96 games to GameStop.
You think do you think they're gonna give you money? They're gonna charge you for trading it in.
After they charge you $49.58, then you can get Last Remnant for Switch.
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius War of the Visions. It seems like it's an expansion from a mobile game that's coming out, or that's already out.
Brave Exvius is a lot of fun. I used to play it. I haven't played it in quite a while.
Well, this could be your chance to jump in again.
Probably not.
Shit, okay.
It's one of those games that just got really boring because it, maybe they fixed it, maybe they, haven't, but it was one of those that, like, it got to the point where you couldn't, even with all the characters and things that I had, like, I even had some really good ones, I still couldn't do a bunch of the content because I needed better characters. And the only way to get the, like, really, 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 really good characters was to spend a bunch of money on it. And, like, I used to just log in every day and get the in-game gold and do the 30 days things to get the summon scrolls and all this other stuff. but you know, when it gets to the point where you have like, I had like probably about $400 worth or more of gems, and spent it all on one of their like special things and got basically nothing for it.
So, what's? I thought if you okay, let me step back here because these gacha games usually piss me off. I thought if you spend premium currency, you can get boxes that guarantee at least like one legendary or something, or like one high level thing. Is that not how it works?
Well, it's in a lot of the games now. That's the way it is because a lot of the companies were getting into trouble for, you know, having such a low chance to get
anything worthwhile.
Yeah, you know, Galaxy Legends was another one that I used to play that did shit like that. But I don't remember how they do it. I haven't played in so long. I don't remember. I think it was before, you know, all that stuff got implemented. The last time I logged in, I think there were like tiers where you could spend, if you spent so many gems, you were guaranteed to get, you know, the level 1 tier, and then if you spent more gems or more like real money currency, you were guaranteed whatever the second tier was after a certain amount, and then third and fourth, and then there was a fifth tier, and the fifth tier was the one that had like the really good stuff, because you know you would get the first, second, and third tier pretty easily just like rolling or spending enough money, but then it's like you can't really do anything with it. It doesn't help you out to have multiples of that person. And so it was just kind of ridiculous.
It's unfortunate. Final Break. What was? I already talked about that. And then Outriders, which is people can fly. What?
People who made Gears Judgment.
Yeah, people can fly. People who made Gears Judgment and Bulletstorm have a new shooter coming out called Outriders. The only thing they really showed us was the release date, because the rest of it was pre-rendered CG, like video. So summer 2020. And that's it for Square Enix. I have a couple thoughts here. Okay, and they're not like Microsoft. Sorry, these are just small ones. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think looks fan-fucking-tastic for players like myself who likes just to smash the attack button. They go into depth with the combat systems. For people who want to slow things down, you can slow down the action and like switch between the characters, like you and Barrett, or you, Aerith and Barrett. Like you can swap in the middle of a fight and tell them to do a certain move, and then swap back and continue just to spam square, or it was square that they assigned it to. You can assign certain abilities like his Omni Slash or something to a specific button. So you can have square do his standard attack, triangle do like his Omni Slash, whatever, circle heal him. You can customize that so you don't have to slow down time to go through the menus to pick an attack or an action.
Sorry, real quick. This sounds a lot like it was a mix between Final Fantasy 12 and Final Fantasy 13's combat.
A little bit, but all of it's real time. It's like 15.
It's Kingdom Hearts mixed with 13, I think.
Okay.
It looks like it looks accessible to me. Like, I don't want to go through menus. I don't want to wait for turns. I want to go in there and just cut them so many times I can eat them for soup. You know what I'm saying? Blood soup. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
All right, well, you'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, I've really always wanted like an action type RPG, like Kingdom Hearts or God of War type style of play for a Final Fantasy game. But I don't know that they'll ever like actually do it.
It seems like they still have them.
It's fucking boring, dude.
Say again. I'm sorry.
15? Final Fantasy 15?
It was so boring.
Oh, I didn't get to play
imagine
it.
a game that has like, it's just nothing. It's just for people who you think might have orgies in like a tent.
Okay.
Driving in a car, doing absolutely nothing. I don't even know what the story is, and I beat it.
They're just a bunch of chads. Like, they literally just.
Is this the one with Noctis in his system?
There's nothing interesting about the game. Like, half of the game is literally just running errands for people. The most fun I had in the game was fishing.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the best part about the game. The chocobo racing was awful. Like, it didn't make any sense half the time. You're racing the friend and you don't know what the fuck's going on. Nothing is nearly as intuitive as it is in like all the other games, and the combat system's really cool, but you know, I never finished it because just the storyline and everything, there was nothing that drew me in. Like,
I got you.
The
Van
combat
was more
itself-
interesting than this group.
That's
Final
the
Fantasy
12? Okay.
Yeah, and there's no personality to him whatsoever. But
Yeah,
I'd
man.
rather play that than 15.
Would you rather
The
play
most-
as Hope in 13 before he grew balls?
I'd rather play with Hope. Yes.
Oh no, I can't believe that's
No, 'cause
possible.
at least it invokes some kind of feeling. Watching these 4 people, it's just like,
Yeah, with Hope, like even when I wanted to like curb stomp his face into the ground, like at least that, like he said, is some sort of feeling. You know, you felt angry at him for just being such a whiny little bastard. These 4, they just walk around.
and like they'll
So-
try to say something like a joke, but it's not funny. They're just talking. The most interesting character is someone you never play as, and you see them twice,
Oh wow.
which is like some girl named Aranea or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Like,
All right.
how is he gonna have trouble reaching a ledge when he can teleport to his sword, Anthony?
Wait, what?
He has
Yeah.
trouble. You can't like, a ledge. No, but he can teleport to his sword. So riddle me that one. How do I have issues getting up something when he can teleport to his sword?
Well, you're the
There was a
teleporter
lot
here.
of things.
How does that work?
I don't know, man. All I know
Did
is they get the power from the king. That's all I know.
Did you play 15?
A little bit. I
Yeah,
thought
I
it was.
played for-
I thought it was like you guys are saying, like the characters are very smug. Like they just, I don't know. They don't. It's like they're lifeless characters. They don't have personality. It's just. It's almost like they're robots.
It's like, imagine the Brady Bunch where they want you to care about a bunch of characters, but you don't. So imagine sitting through the Brady Bunch having no feeling towards everybody. So
All right. So Final Fantasy VII Remake, on the other hand, what was that? Where did I leave off? Oh, they added, they still kept the materia?
Materia.
Materia?
Yeah, because
I
they.
would hope so. That was their entire system.
But I didn't know prior to that they still included it, and now they made a point to talk about it and the type of buffs you can get with it and whatnot. Like, I never played 7, so.
Yeah, I'm really curious to know how it is that they're going to work that in, because like the whole point of the materia system was to do, like, you come up with all these really creative ways to, you know, have combos and counterattacks and all this other stuff, you know, with like there was one setup where you could, like, every time you got hit, you could counterattack by summoning Knights of the Round and just wiping out everything.
Wow, that sounds broken.
It kind of is.
Okay.
And it's also the longest cutscene in fucking history.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's broken because you showed me that YouTube video of the cutscene, and the damage was like max.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Final Fantasy VII. Marvel's Avengers. Wow. The one thing I was looking forward to in this fucking press conference was Marvel's Avengers, I'm sorry. And they showed me, it starts off just like Halo. Alright? In-engine footage, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was in-engine, right?
I don't remember if they said it at the bottom.
It said something on the bottom.
Yeah.
And right off rip, I'm like, here we go. So it shows a really cool, story-driven, just like, because it's from the people who made the Tomb Raider trilogy, the Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and whatever. Very cinematic. It showed all like the action sequences. It didn't show any of the moment to moment, like, you know, it was when you're playing Tomb Raider, you're exploring, you're crafting things, you're taking out enemies, you can explore the tombs. Here all I saw was like a Marvel Cinematic Universe trailer.
There were some parts in the video that looked like it might have been gameplay, but you don't really know for sure.
Yeah, like you see like little jumps into animations as if they triggered a in-game cutscene or something, but nothing solid. So I was really hoping they actually had a deep dive. Like, yo, this is the type of game you're gonna be. This is what it is. This is how you're gonna be playing moment to moment. They just showed us like the highlight reel of a certain mission, and I was just not okay with that. And that's about it for Square Enix. The rest I thought was cool. Dragon Quest Builders 2 looks like a chill ass time if you have a cool like a 4 people making things and you gotta listen to the vaporwave just chilling, you know. The Kingdom Hearts DLC I have no context, so hopefully it's good for the people who played it. That's it. What you guys have anything? The Outriders thing hopefully is good, but again, it's just pre-rendered, so I don't know. Brian, you got something?
I want to try the 7 remake just because I couldn't get through the original 7 because maybe I didn't have the nostalgia attached to it, but it just felt like it aged poorly.
Okay.
Like, I didn't hate it. I didn't have 17 Prima guides, so maybe I feel different about the game. But...
He just hit you with the Mass Effect.
I feel like you just didn't get far enough into the like. I can understand how part of the first part can be somewhat boring because you're not really doing anything, but after that it like really picks up because you're starting to get into more of the story and actually doing stuff. But and so that part of that is the nostalgia, but I would have to disagree.
Well, like I like the most of the characters. Cloud to me, I've heard that there's a reason why he's so fucking edgy, but where I'm at now, like, dude, just shut the fuck up and keep going on. I don't know. He seems like the Sasuke of the group, and I hate those kind of characters usually.
Cloud?
Yeah. At least as far I didn't get that far. I just got to get Blue 7 and then I stopped playing.
Yeah, he kind of is. You know that very emo-ish, you know, don't talk to me kind of guy. But he changes quite a bit throughout the story.
Okay, maybe it's because I was streaming it while I was playing it, and it seems like RPGs are less fun when you do that. But I don't know. So I'm looking forward to the remake. I'll definitely get it. Just I don't know about on launch because this industry is already trying to make me go into debt with everything coming out so close together. The Marvel Avengers game seems interesting, but right now I think I'm more interested in the Ultimate Alliance game than that. Their Avengers game.
Absolutely. Like they didn't show me anything. They showed me like a highlight reel, like a jazzy, explosive trailer, basically. But I didn't. What am I gonna be doing in between those big things? Like, is it gonna be boring? Is there stuff to explore? What am I doing as a superheroes? Is it gonna be like Spider-Man, where I can just jump around like the Hulk all over the city and then just take out like small crimes or something? Like what am I doing? Am I fighting tanks as the Hulk? And Thor? Am I gonna go to Asgard, or am I just gonna be flying around New York City? Like,
yeah, if you play with friends, what's the limit to the free roam? Is there free roam? Is it linear? I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, like they didn't.
Ultimate Alliance, I like the art. A lot of characters I like. We're gonna beat the fuck out of things. We're gonna level, and we probably get skins to customize.
Yeah, like that's.
So I know what I'm getting with that. I prefer that right now because they're not really telling me much.
Mm-hmm.
Especially around the time this is coming out. This is a direct month after Cyberpunk. Do I really want to play this and stop playing Cyberpunk? You know.
Yeah, I hope Cyberpunk gets announced for Stadia. I really do. Could you imagine? You were like just chilling there, and I'm like, "Yo, here's my phone, real quick," and I'm just playing Cyberpunk in front of you.
I don't
I
doubt
couldn't
that
do
they.
that, man.
I don't think they would skip Stadia because the only thing I thought they would skip is Switch, and now Witcher 3 is coming out for Switch. So I think
I would like to see how that runs.
the more ways from what they showed, I don't know if that was gameplay, but you can tell it's for Switch instead of for PC visually.
It's got like 2 fucking models on screen.
You can just tell if you see it.
I hope so, because it was running. According to some people who played it on console, like on regular PS4, it was already running kind of sluggish. So I'm like, unless they like delete most of the vegetation or something, like just the terrain, a couple trees, and then Geralt, like it might run pretty bad on the Switch. But I mean, they got Wolfenstein and Doom to run on it, so.
And MK11. Fighting games run on there to me is impressive. But yeah, most of these games, I didn't get to play Kingdom Hearts 3 yet, so I don't feel any way towards that. Most of this is stuff I'm interested in. I'm not gonna go all out and say I'm gonna do this. You know, it's not Cyberpunk for me yet. But it's
Gotcha.
stuff I would be curious if they get good enough
Reviews.
feedback, then I would try them.
I thought you said you were like going crazy loco for Last Remnant Remastered.
I can't wait. That's almost as good as xCloud, in my opinion. 'Cause
Now
xCloud's
we're
game-
moving on.
The top 3 things from E3: Billy Blaze, xCloud,
Fucking Billy
Last Remnant
Blaze.
Remastered.
That, like, I felt so bad for that woman pitching this game to me. I'm like, they're going to tear you up on the internet. They were going to desecrate all over this fucking game. That was not an E3. That's not a game you present at a press conference. At that magnet, like when you're sharing the stage with Wolfenstein Youngblood, Doom, perhaps Starfield if they would have had it there at the time. Like, that's not the stage. All right, last but not least, Nintendo. They aired their E3 showcases earlier today at 12 p.m. Eastern. Whew. All right, let's start off with the big boys. Banjo-Kazooie and Dragon Quest Heroes are the next 2 Smash Ultimate DLC fighters. You heard right, Kelsey. Banjo-fucking-Kazooie,
Who's
dude.
the 4 guys?
I think they're
They're each the protagonists from different Dragon Quest games. So the one that they start with that looks like Trunks is from Dragon Quest 11. He's the Illuminary. They never really have names, I think.
because you can
I think
create your own
mine's one of
character. No, none of them do.
The only one that I think does is there's one that has like kind of purplish gray on. I think he's Erdrick, but I don't remember. But yeah, they're just the different heroes from the different Dragon Quest games. I thought when they started, his trailer and showing him in gameplay that he was just a Echo Fighter for Robin, because the way he was using his sword, the way he had the magic, I was like, this looks almost identical. But then turns out he's a whole character. So
Another thing, Dragon Quest has other characters in it that don't use swords. But here we are for sword character number 14.
All
You
4
know,
of those
that's
guys
crazy.
was using swords and shields.
they're different skins.
Yeah, it's,
Oh,
it's the same
different
characters.
colors.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, the crazy thing about Dragon Quest is you can reclass yourself to be whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And Fire Emblem, you know, the best thing about it is you can make an army of whatever class you want. You can be an archer, you be a magician, you can literally be a dancer that makes someone get another turn. But the only thing that exists as Sakurai is swords, or just copies of characters that don't need to be in the game.
We'll get to that. And then Animal Crossing has a new name now, or they finally announced the name was New Horizon, coming for the Switch. Was pushed back to March 20th, 2020. The remake of Link's Awakening is gonna have like you can make your own dungeons mode you can run through, which I thought was really cool. And it comes out September 20th of this year. Cadence of Hyrule, the Necromancer, the Crypt of the Necromancer type of game that with Zelda skin, I guess. I don't know if they changed the game mechanically or not. It's coming out Friday. Luigi's Mansion 3 is going to have couch co-op and online. Daemon X Machina will be available September 13th of this year. It's like a mecha fighting type of game, like a Xenoverse thing.
Enders, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the Enders is better parallel. No More Heroes 3 is in development and it'll come out in 2020. I never played any of the other No More Heroes, so I have nothing to speak on that. The Mana games that we talked about earlier, I don't know if we talked about it on the air or not, but the Trials of Mana and then a collection of Mana games going to be released. Where am I at? I just lost it. Dragon Quest 11, they kind of like segued from the announcement of the character of Smash Ultimate into this. It's going to be coming out on Switch September 27th of this year. The Witcher 3 is getting ported. We spoke about that earlier. Resident Evil 5 and 6 are coming to the Switch because they've already ported all the other ones to the Switch, so now they've added 5 and 6. A new Contra game called Rogue Core is coming to Switch September 24th, along with a collection of Contra games that are going to be ported over. I think it's like 10 games of old Contra games are going to be ported over to the Switch. A remake of Panzer Dragoon is coming to the Switch this fall, winter, whatever. And then John Romero has a game called Empire of Sin, which is a Mafia XCOM game.
Oh, it's XCOM?
Yeah. It's like a strategy game, but you're mafioso.
That
There's
reminds
gonna
me.
be plenty of diners then.
That reminds me of that game that I don't think we mentioned. That's like oh man, I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. The top down. Well, it's two cops.
Oh, the indie game.
Cop stories. Police stories.
During
Cop
Kind of
stories.
Funny's E3 showcase, they had a game called Cop Stories, and it's basically Hotline Miami, but
Oh, Miami, that's what it's
Tactical.
tactical, and and it's co-op, and it looks really, really dope.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely like a day one. We gotta try it. Oh, I forgot to put on here. Marvel Ultimate Alliance announced like 2 more characters or 4 more characters, I think. Oh, did they announce it or did they just show gameplay? It's Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Let me go. Hold on. Give me a sec.
Oh, so my thing's wrong then. Okay, they did it after. I was watching a bit of it and they switched characters, but they didn't show Ghost Rider yet.
I think it was Nintendo, right? Sweet. Oh, I don't know. Nintendo of America. Oh no. I might be able to get a Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Hold on. Ba ba ba. There we go. They have a Twitter, right? Oh, that's the character selection screen, but there was something else that came out.
I remember seeing it.
Yeah, it's Elektra. This chick here. Forgot her name.
Elsa Bloodstone?
Yeah, her.
Okay. Johan told me who that was. I didn't know who she was.
It's not showing anything. Sorry. Ghost Rider. Oh, here we go. And then they also said that the expansion pass is coming out and is going to include characters from Marvel Knights, X-Men, and Fantastic Four.
And it's $20.
And it's $20. Oh, here it is.
The Black Order.
The Black Order. Oh no, it doesn't tell me there. Doesn't matter. But that's what they announced there for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I don't know. I think this was a pretty good conference for Nintendo. It was mostly update. A lot of the press conferences this year were like, "Hey, we're updating stuff that's already out," or this one was meh. The Banjo Kazooie, the characters were cool. Animal Crossing I was never into it, but that looks pretty cool. Cadence of Hyrule looks fun. Luigi's Mansion looks fun. Link's Awakening looks pretty good because I never played the Game Boy one. That's about it. The ports, whatever. Empire of Sin, I want to try out because it looks pretty cool. But depending on how, maybe not. I just don't like the XCOM thing. I don't like the taking turns. I want to be the mafia guy with the Tommy, just shoot it up, Whatever. That's about it. You have any notes for Nintendo, Brian? How about you?
What I wanted to hear from them wasn't even talked about, so
Okay.
it was Metroid stuff.
Same, yeah. I was hoping for a Metroid Prime, or maybe a tease for the next Mario or something.
I just wanted a trilogy at least, because I know that they restarted development on the newest Metroid Prime. I was hoping they had this as like a.
In the meantime,
while we're making it, yeah. The DLC characters for Smash, I need to play them or I need to see more before I just yell I main them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at this point, I'm just thinking who the last 2 characters of the season pass are.
They seem to be gearing towards Japanese games. I mean, Banjo-Kazooie is the exception because they recently came into partnership with Xbox, so you can kind of bet the next 2 are gonna be either
Swords.
Probably swords, but more Japanese games.
Part of the leak that got this one right, in terms of it being a Dragon Quest character, said Ryu Hayabusa. It's going to be one of the DLC characters.
I mean, that follows what I just said. Japanese. It seems like they're reaching for Japanese games. You have notes on?
I mean, stuff that you already mentioned. I mean, obviously, everyone knows here that I'm not very fond of Nintendo, but what I thought was looked really good was, as mentioned already, was the Ultimate Alliance game.
Yeah, man, it looks fun.
The Mario and Sonic Olympic games.
Oh, I didn't write that. Cool. Oh, I didn't write that down. But yeah, that's that. They showed that too. I think they gave a date too, right?
That's a great way to stay in shape.
Luigi Mansion because I played both of them. I think that was actually the last Nintendo game I played was Luigi Mansion.
This one looks fun, dude. Like, be able to just shoot the thing and then grab them, and while you're fighting them, slam them on the ground and stuff. Like, it looks pretty cool.
You can split up into two different Luigis. One is
Gooigi.
Gooigi.
Let's get it, dude.
And like y'all already mentioned, it would have been nice to see a new Metroid game.
Yeah, I was really hoping for that. When he gave us the one more thing, I'm like, let's go. And then it was Banjo.
I was not expecting it to be a sequel to Breath of the Wild.
And that too. That's what I forgot to mention. The sequel to
First, I was like, it wasn't that. Then they showed the trailer, and I was like, oh, I guess more DLC for this game. And then they just flat out said, no, sequel. I was like, oh, shit, dude.
Yeah, I think it's too early. Not too early. Like, why you have other IPs? Like, you're just telling us that it's in development? Like, come on.
Gotta get that money.
That's about it. That was E3 2019. I'm sure they might have more gameplay footage throughout the week for some games. More information on the games, because there's some games that are being demoed behind the scenes press that I'm not a part of because I'm not over there, and et cetera, et cetera. So
with the content that we were exposed to, do you guys feel like there should have even been an E3 this year?
No, I don't think so. I mean, for me, just I personally like the way Nintendo's been doing it with the directs, and now PlayStation's doing the same thing with State of Play. Just give me a video that's edited and the message is concise. You go bam, 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 back-to-back trailers, and then you're out. There's no need, I think, for these theatrics, because you'll get things like Ubisoft's, where you have people dancing on stage because Just Dance is a dancing game. Stop wasting my time. You know? I'm here. Mm-hmm. We're like, I don't know. As much as I'm sure there's people that appreciate somewhat that, hey, there's dancers that, like, we're here for your games. Give me gameplay, not pre-rendered shit. Like, I want to see what moment to moment it is, you know? Go ahead, Ryan.
In terms of announcing your stuff, I feel like E3's dead. The way Nintendo directs are the game news conferences. If you want people to come in and play your game and stuff like that, I think that's what cons are for, like MomoCon or the Quake cons and stuff like that.
Or PAX.
If you want to test out, or PAX. If you want people to play your games and just that, Tokyo Game Show, things, the actual game specific, just trade shows, I think are where it's at. But when you're just breaking news to us, I don't think you need to be there to tell us that.
So yeah, I think E3 is still good not good, but it's great for when it opens. I think today it opened for the show floor and walking around seeing booths and stuff, and then they can get hands-on in games. Cool, but for the press conferences, I don't think we need to see a press conferences like this anymore. But being able to walk the E3 floor and just walk up to a booth and talk with devs or producers or something or publishers, I think that's still valuable in some way.
Yeah, because E3 at this point is just a networking event.
And that too. Yeah.
That's what it seems to be.
Yeah. Kelsey, you have any questions on the Nintendo stuff on that list? Do you care? You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry, must hit the button. I need to go back and watch everything. I'm excited about a lot of stuff, but, I don't know. I feel like there's just a lot more disappointment these days than there is hype. I mean, you said it yourself with the Microsoft.
Yeah, but that's because
black. You love Halo.
No, I wish he said you love Halo. It was. I'm not gonna get started again. We're already 2 hours and 13. We're done here. They heard me loud and clear. Probably clipping loud and clear.
I have questions about that video. See you guys next year.
Yo, they did me. I had so much faith in them. I waited to get my. I'm like, should I just buy into Stadia? I'm like, no, let me wait. Let me wait to see what Microsoft has to say, and then we'll decide. They decided for me, Randall.
They basically did him the way Cheesecake Factory did Adam.
Yeah, they did.
That's basically what they did.
Man, this was your chance, dude. You had almost 2 hours of time. And granted, those games, the games look good. I'm not gonna 12 minutes was the one that I'm I gotta play this. Talk about storytelling. I'm not gonna get back into Microsoft. We're at the end here.
The one thing Anthony didn't mention was the Superliminal game.
Oh my god, yeah, another indie game from that was shown at the Kind of Funny E3 2019 showcase. It looks like a puzzle game, but it's all about perspectives. So you enlarge and shrink objects depending on perspective. Kelsey, you need to see this. I think you'll definitely appreciate this.
What game is it?
Superliminal.
Is that what it was? Hold on, Superliminal.
You just questioned me?
Here it is. I'll link it in my chat
Just put it in the podcast call.
for everyone to watch. 'Cause I'm not gonna play it, so
Just
it's
put
in my
it
chat.
the podcast call.
Anyway, yeah, that game definitely. So from that showcase, it was Cop Stories that was like, we need to play that, and Superliminal one. I think you'd definitely enjoy the puzzle app, and from a tech way. 'Cause I was watching, I'm like, holy shit! From the tech in the back in the code, I gotta see it. It's really cool. That's it, man. That's all I got for this episode. Episode 51 of the ADLR Podcast. We broke down E3 for you. Our disappointments. Our favorites. I guess we didn't do our favorites. Randall, what was your favorite part of this E3? Of this E3 press conference, because it's not over yet.
I would probably have to say the showcase of
The whole showcase?
no, like just the showcase of Jedi Fallen Order and the gameplay. I mean, and of course, it's always good to see Cyberpunk. Those indie games that you mentioned was really cool. I'm just thinking about all the moments where I actually got kind of hyped. I can't think of if there was something else. If there was another game that I was really hyped for.
Well, while you're thinking about that, Brian, anything that you what's your favorite, or what's your favorite part? The Cyberpunk release date?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can tell you my least favorite part too, if you want.
Is it Billy Blaze?
That's my second favorite.
Oh shit! Okay, go for it.
The lack of indivisible release date.
Oh, gotcha. And Kelsey, you haven't seen anything on there, so I mean, unless you read some, Last Remnant Remastered, I guess would be your favorite. For me, I guess it would be what? I really liked Fallen Order. Yeah, for me, it's Fallen Order and the Stadia rollout. Cause I mean, technically that was before E3, but getting all that information, seeing games being announced during these conferences that have it on there. So yeah, it would be Fallen Order and stay in the slow rumblings of the cloud, the cloud platforms. Yeah, and Final Fantasy VII too. I like that demonstration. I loved it.
I would have been way more hyped for it if it had been an all-out action game. But I understand that
you gotta appease the RPG people, man.
Yeah.
You can't just remove all. Kelsey would riot. He's like, I don't have materia.
I mean, you could still have that stuff in the game, but make it more like you use it like God of War style. Because that's pretty much how you use materia. It's by putting it in.
Yeah, it augments your armor and weapons and stuff. But
Just play Kingdom Hearts. That's more action oriented than RPG oriented.
all right, that's about it, guys. Episode 51 of the ADLR Podcast. This week, me and Brian will be trying to play through Borderlands 2 DLC that came out. So, get ready for that. I think they increased the level cap as well.
To 80.
Yeah, okay. I'll probably just cheat my way to it. I think that's all I really have planned to stream this week is that DLC. I don't know how long the DLC is. But anyway, if you want to support the channel, you go to patreon.com/ADLRplays. If you want to donate to a good cause, go to extralife.adlrplays.com to donate to the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. And as always, if you want to suggest a topic for us to discuss in a future episode, you go to topics.adlrplays.com. What is so funny?
Why don't you set a bot command?
Huh?
Just be like this in the desert.
Well, it'll be request topic, I guess.
Alright, sorry, what were you laughing at, Randall?
He just said nothing. Anyway, that's
He was
it.
laughing at your sellout voice.
Oh, okay. We all have it, dude. That's it, guys. I love you guys for watching. No, thank you guys for watching. Love you all. See you guys sometime this week or maybe next week on the next episode. Bye.